Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. The evil that men do lives after them. The evil that men do lives after them. Your evil today will blight your tomorrow. So do good today and avoid your sorrow. Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. The evil that men do lives after them. The evil that men do lives after them. Your evil today will blight your tomorrow. So do good today and avoid your sorrow.
Take the message, everybody.
Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. Take warning. Take warning. You better 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 take warning. Take warning. Do lives after them. Your evil today will blight your tomorrow. So do good today and avoid your sorrow. Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. The evil that men do lives after them. The evil that men do lives after them. Your evil today will blight your tomorrow. So do good today and avoid your sorrow.
Take the message, everybody.
Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning.
Hello, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
Yeah, my name is Jasmine Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cup, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
And you're confident that you're going to deliver credible and fair elections?
Of course. Only one way I know, and that is the correct way.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
You know, after listening to that woman, I'm beginning to want, I'm not sending back any money to Guyana because I don't know what position I'm in. Whether third, whether I'm in the left side and right, I don't know. Am I the GPL guy? Am I the GT&T guy? Am I the border market guy? You know, let me pick up the phone, man. Seriously. Let me pick up the phone and call her. I'm absolutely serious. I'm not playing around with this. I need to find out, what am I? What position am I? Hi, yes, I would like to know what position, because when I send my money, things are rough in Guyana. We understand that. What position am I, Irfan? When I send, did I say? I'm actually live on the air and I exposed it. Sorry about that. I'm really, really sorry about that, popcorn, corn curl. So on a serious note, every single thing is high in Guyana. Cost of living gone up. GPL gone up. Every single thing is high. People's blood pressure high. I spoke with someone out there in Ituni. The person could hardly speak on the phone. They said, look, we are starving in Guyana. I just want, look, this is not putting the country down or anything like that. But people are starving in Guyana. In 2013, people are starving in Guyana. I'm saying it out loud and clear for all of you to know. People are starving in Guyana. They don't have money. They have absolutely nothing. A lady sent me a photograph of pumpkins. $1,000 for a piece of pumpkin. I mean, I don't like pumpkin, mind you, right? You know, pumpkin price gone up. Look, right away, we get one of them pop up here. It's cheap in America. And sorry, I'm using the voice of that individual. You see, when you come up and you say things, it's cheap in America. Of course, they're cheap in America. Of course, those who work and they get good pay, they could buy stuff. They could go in a supermarket and they can buy stuff, right? So pumpkin cheaper in the U.S. than in Guyana, where they plant it in abundance or used to. So Onkar, Basdale, or Katahar, Basdale. Don't come with your dotishness earlier. We just started the program, man. 10 minutes after 8 o'clock in the US, Eastern Standard Time. 10 minutes after 9 o'clock. And you jump with your Kataharish thing. Oh, gosh, man. Well, y'all know blackout there, right? So these guys got to understand. It's like the minute you start talking, things expensive in the US. Billions of dollars in Guyana. Oil revenue wasted, gone to the dogs, so to speak. Wasted. But guess what? When you say pumpkin price gone up, the bumps of some of these individuals, Unkar, Katahar, Shankar, it raises. And so they jump and they say, oh, pumpkin expensive. I could go to look, when I'm done here, I'm going to crawl out of my basement. My small little basement. I'm going to crawl out of it and I'm going to go to the pumpkin store and I'm going to compare prices with you guys. Come on, Lily, do that. Compare the prices for stuff in the supermarket or, even if you walk down Liberty Avenue, things cheap there. Go buy Auntie Dolari there at 113 or wherever it is. Things cheap. But the minute you talk, it's like, things expensive in America too. In America too. Katahar. Good evening to all of you guys. All of you guys. They can't take the pressure. They can't take the pressure. So instead for him to come back, or she or whoever comes back with something proper, it's now, Mark, you is a donkey. Look, he pants tight. He can't even breathe through his pants. I don't know, maybe, thanks, Rick, for throw one and pants give you by. And he passed tight, funny. Look, he cut the hair, baz, dear. His name is, you drop the B on his name, and you know what it is, right? Just drop the B. It's no longer Bas, dear. Just drop the B. And this is what, oftentimes I like to show them. Show them up. Because they don't get sense. Like they don't go school. Like they can't understand. They don't know English language. Them a company show them know what they talk about. And them what you talk about, why? And then if they can't talk about these sort of things, and then they go come and they go talk about Bornam. Sorry about that. We have a lot of overseas-based Guyanese, and they have some Americans and others who are watching the show. They might be asking, do we speak another language in Guyana? But do you know we have interpreters? We have interpreters. So when Unkar, Basdeo, they go places, guess what? You got to interpret. They say, I mean, I understand why I say, why you tell me go, how's it? I mean, you go like some places, just imagine Unkar Basdeo being interviewed. I don't know why I say, why I come help out, why? Yeah. You're on the plane, you're traveling to Guyana, and Unkar Basdeo comes up to you. Oh, I know if you fill up my farm, why you want to help me, why? Oh, my name Unkar. How you spell Unkar? I know if you spell Unkar, why I go school? Why you not go school? Why born? Make me not go school? Why born? Bring one thing and he bolt up at the house and he say, I mustn't go school. And then when you tell him, hey, guess what, Unkar? Bornam give you everybody in the country, nobody discriminated against. Under Bornam government, nobody discriminated against. I go primary school, me go honest primary school, Ross Bottom House Primary School, me go why? Oh, my name's Cedric Ross. And then I be used to get milk powder, I be used to all I be the village honest. I be go Ross Bottom House Nursery School, and I be used to get milk, I be used to get biscuit, I be used to eat so till they call me double belly. I'm not ashamed. You think Jack Deere and Irfan could tell you what their nicknames were when they were little kids? They can. Mine was Double Belly, Crimpline Biscuit, Anticlotial Buns, Cosmerel Chicken, Cream Soda, Crimpline Biscuit. They can't tell you what their nicknames were. But those were the good days. How these mucko, whoever they are, pop out from God in heaven knows where. Jump up the tag, but they used to starve under Bornam. Bornam starve, Abby. Guyanese are starving right now under the corrupt PPP regime. Right now, they must starve. It is a fact. Cost of living gone up. Them buy not get work. They not go no way. They can't walk. All them coconut tree fall down. Coconut broke up. Coconut island sell. Absolutely nothing. The fishes, they run away, they swim away and go on a Suriname. The guys them go to catch fish. Guess what? They said the fish so smart, they must speak Dutch now. Soon the fish on the other side gonna start speak Spanish. The fishes, they're gonna see a cast net coming or a police vehicle and they're gonna swim away and say, police here, police here. Everything is rough in the country. Every single thing is rough in the country. Everything. You go buy dog food, it's expensive. Even the dogs, as you say, dogs, but for those foreigners, dogs, right? Even the dogs barking. You go around and you ask some dogs, hey, what's going on? Rough, 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 rough. You're going to tell the dogs that things rough, rough in America too? Dogs get it good in America. They might go salon, they might brush them teeth, they might go help. All money. You think here, cut all kind of thing dogs getting in America. But the poor dogs in Guyana, oil-rich country, you can't even buy $100 dog food. Price gone up $400 or $500 for a little bit dog food stuff. You go around them dogs, your own dogs, they want bite you. Because things rough. You don't get food for your own table. The poor dogs, them got to starve. You think the dog's easy when they see Baradagdeo and Air Finale? They got to protest. They got to. Rough, rough, rough. These individuals have made things rough for everybody. Everyone feeling the squeeze in Guyana. Everybody. It breaks my heart, guys. Sometimes I feel like I want to cry. Pumpkin, $1,000 for a little piece pumpkin. Let me show you guys a size. A little piece pumpkin like this. $1,000, $900, $600 for a little piece of pumpkin. By the time you finish cook a pot, food done. If it's for y'all in the house, it's done. It's done. You don't get nothing. Beer broke up, pick up, lashed down. People fighting for food. Fighting for a pot, a little half pot dal. Fighting for half pot cook up in oil-rich, quote-unquote, rich Guyana. And then these individuals who have been installed into the government want to give the impression that things are all hunky-dory in Guyana. They might build roads. Soon the people can go and broke out pieces of the roads and they can put little ketchup and little Marmite in it and they can start, you know what, eat roads. They can eat police vehicles. All these manner of things. The people of the country, the people in Guyana are not being taken care of. That is why when you listen to this woman, when you listen to her and her message, it might sound comical to you guys. But this thing started under the PPP regime. And not all women we're going to paint like that, mind you. This is not putting all women on the they get some men that's try to rob their own family overseas. Call the family and say they just get locked up. Talk to the policeman and give the police a little something for thing, you know. Yes, I'm officer. Yep, Officer Beresford. I'm Officer Bantu King. Yes, I got your nephew here or your son here. Yep, $50,000 is bail and get y'all running now to send money. All of this, they get some men do that to their own family. So now the women get a man for GPL, a man for GT&T, a man for shoes, a man for frock. I don't know. Guys, listen to this lady. Some of y'all might laugh. It is the truth. This is what is happening under the PPP regime. Listen to it. And Sean Anthony Ben, listen carefully. I know what position you're in. Whether you're in mid-on, silly mid-on, you're backwards, square leg. I don't know where you are, but y'all listen to this.
Oh, Jesus Christ. If cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You got to get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You got to get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
Me getting catch. Nobody ain't catching me there. I stopped. Y'all didn't see me back at Western Union or MoneyGram. No more, no more, no more, no more, no more. No more, no more, no more, no more, no more. Because PPP get things rough for everybody. And while they get things rough for everybody, hey, take a look at what Jack Dale and Irfan they're doing. Just take a look. In a rough country where people are starving under the PPP regime. Guess what they're doing, guys? Take a guess.
I love you in every way. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. Oh, why.
Woman, you may not be wealthy, not drive a fast car. Come me now go left you out, how we you come from far. You remember when me only have one arrow shirt and you muscle with me in your tight up skirt.
Sam Guru and Guru Suru. Look at Sam Guru and Guru Suru. They're dancing their lives away because nothing is affecting them. They're living off of taxpayers' money. They're stealing billions upon billions. They're giving it to their friends and families and cronies. Meanwhile, the ordinary ranking people are punishing in the country. I have never seen people, even some own members of my family in Guyana, oh gosh, when they call and tell me that they're eating milk and rice. Milk and rice, Miss Bess. Milk and rice they're eating. People can no longer afford stew. Everything done gone out, dead in the country. Even the wild Edo leaves out in Linden, you can't find them. Even the purine leaf out on the quarantine or wherever, there's nothing no more under this crossing regime. Everybody punishing in the country, except Irfan Ali, Jack Dale, their friends and their cronies are punishing, are living the good life, but the majority of Guyanese are punishing in Guyana. Look, they have a visiting committee, a team that is heading down to Guyana. This team, the PPP regime wants to stop them. And we've got to ensure that these folks, these honorable gentlemen and women, are well protected in Guyana. We've got to ensure, because they are going there on this fact-finding mission to find out what is happening as it pertains to allegations, serious allegations of racial discrimination, political discrimination, and so forth in Guyana. They are going there. They are going to meet. They are going to be meeting with members of many communities across the country. They are not going to spare anything in terms of getting to the truth, getting information directly from you, the people. That is what they want. And we wish this team all the best. All the best as they go to Guyana on this fact-finding mission. When they are in Guyana, right here on 107.1 FM, we will announce where they are going to be, and we will broadcast it live also. They will have something like a town hall meeting. All your relatives and friends should go out and let these individuals know the discrimination and the suffering you guys are faced with under the corrupt installed PPP regime. And now, guess what? The installed regime is running. They are running from these people. The U.S. fact-finding, according to Village Voice, and you heard it here too, the U.S. fact-finding team is disheartened that Ali will not meet the delegation. And now, look, some of you might say, why they are disheartened? Who cares? Nobody should be meeting with Irfan Ali and them anyways, because Irfan Ali and the entire PPP crew are corrupt. Maybe so. But at the same time, these folks wanted to get a broad perspective as to what is happening. And when they file their report upon their return to the U.S., whether they send their report, mind you, this is an independent fact-finding U.S. A group of U.S. dignitaries, former and serving members of the government of the U.S. Now, they're not coming here to Guyana. They're not going to be in Guyana on behalf of the U.S. government. This is an independent fact-finding group. But whatever they unearth in Guyana, they will compile it and send it either to the White House, to the U.S. Black Caucus, and other relevant agencies. And it is disrespectful that the PPP regime has decided they don't want to meet these people. But what if there were a group of folks coming from India? Are you kidding me? Mark, why would you do that? Why would you insert that thing that if there were a group of individuals coming from India? I bet if there were a group basically mainly of Caucasian folks going to Guyana, you think they would have been so disrespectful? But then again, here it is. And here is why they're disrespectful. A group of all African Americans going to Guyana, guess what? The PPP regime is basically showing their ignorance and exercising something they're accustomed to, they're practicing, which is discrimination. So because this is an all African-American members of this group, the racist PPP regime says, no. We don't want to meet you. We don't want to meet you guys. They're from the scapegoat. We don't want to meet you guys because of X person that is allegedly involved. Come to find out that is not true. We don't want to meet you guys. Burke is involved. We don't. All sort of frivolous excuses. Just because, look at their faces. All African Americans. Do you think if they were all white people or all Indian from India or all Chinese people, do you think they would have been so disrespectful? This by itself, this group, all of them are not yet in Guyana. And guess what? They themselves are experiencing discrimination. They haven't yet started their investigations, their fact-finding that they're there for. And they themselves are experiencing firsthand racial discrimination coming directly from the PPP regime. And this is the same PPP regime that said to them that those guys are causing chaos. Ben Sharp, Burke, Sherrod Duncan, and others are causing problems, chaos. And this group, they've just experienced, they've just gotten their first taste of racial discrimination by the very PPP regime that said, oh no, they don't practice that. Anyways, let's just wish these folks, honorable men and women, the best in Guyana and success. Those of you who are in Guyana, when we advertise and you see where they are going to be, they will be meeting almost everyone. They're not going there with any ulterior motives. They just want to get to the bottom of what the truth is and to investigate what is happening. And the regime, the PPP, pull itself out because they're already afraid. They know that this fact-finding team will unearth a whole host of things about discrimination, whether racial discrimination, attempt assassinations, you name it, on almost everyone that they're going to be meeting with. They will hear firsthand some very, very sad stories in Guyana. Now, look, I thought that Wayne Caesar was going to be on with me. You guys know this is a marathon afternoon for me, man. Started from sitting in for Dr. David Hines on his show, Politics 101, sorry. And then here I am back again. You guys have no mercy. You guys don't feel sorry for me at all. What else is happening in the country? We can talk about other things. Hey, I want to get your take, guys. We'll move away from this team for a moment. We wish them all the best. We will be carrying them live right here on 107.1 FM. But here is something. I want to ask you guys a question. I want all of you in the audience, even as you share the link, and we thank you so much for that, guys. I want you guys to behave yourselves. I want you guys to be straight up with me as we venture into this other topic here. Dr. Richard Van West Charles says he's still a member of the PNCR. He walked away from the PNCR again. This is not the first time. He did that when he walked away and joined the AFC. And then he walked back over to the PNC. After he got he got a position, was responsible for GWI. And so now that the coalition is out of office by force, mind you, he walked right out of the PNC again, all because they offered him something sweet in the PPP. They want to make him the next ambassador to Venezuela. That has not yet been approved because he's sitting there. And I'm wondering whether he has become one of the fat cats, that he's getting paid even as he's not even in Venezuela as ambassador as yet. But let me ask you guys this question. Do you guys think that he should still remain a PNC, or he should just make it official and collect his PPP party card? What do you guys think? I'm going to be neutral. I'm not going to say anything. I want to read what you guys think about Richard Van West Charles. Should he go, just leave the PNC again, and this time for good? You guys tell me. You guys talk to me. I'm going to read your comments. Mind you, I'm just asking a question. That's all. He left before. He says he's still a member of the PNC. He's flirting with the PPP. That is very confusing, Deborah. It's very confusing. It's either you're with them or you're not with them. You can't have one foot with the PPP and one foot in the PNC and call that, nationalistic or patriotic. There's nothing patriotic about that. And so the question is only a fair question. Y'all want him to stay or y'all want him to go? Because it looks as though every time the PNC is in office, he's with y'all. When the PNC is not in office, he finds a friend with those who are the political enemies, those who persecute y'all, those who persecute opposition folks. It's a good question. It's not nonsense. It's a good question. I can't trust somebody like that. I honestly can't trust somebody like that. It's either you're with us during the good times and you're with us during the not so good times. You can't bail out when the times are not so good. You can't bail out. No, you cannot bail out and get a free pass from me. You cannot bail out and think that everything is okay. You cannot bail out. You got to stay with us through the good times and through the bad times. When you're married, what is it? You get married, what was the first thing they say? Something for better or for worse. As soon as things get a little bad, he gone and he dash you and he gone. Van West. Oh, Van West. Oh, you're gone again. You're gone. Politics for some people seem like a hustle. It's a hustle. He says he's still a PNC member. His own father-in-law, Burnham, probably wouldn't agree with that. Wayne Caesar, how are you, sir?
Good evening, Mark. I am doing fine. How are you keeping?
Good, thank you. So, Dr. Richard Van West Charles says he's still a member of the PNC. He's still a member of the PNC. He's flirting and enjoying himself with the PPP. While thousands of supporters of the PNC are suffering, they're being discriminated against, and all manner of things. All manner of things. All manner of things. Shame on Van West Charles. Your take on this, Mr. Caesar.
Well, Mark, the first thing Dr. Richard Van West Charles have to understand, the PNC is not in the games of having fair weather fans. You know, when they're in government, he's there. When they're not in government, he's with the PPPC. The people of Guyana don't have, time to waste. He is now with the PPP. He's always aligned himself with them over the past few months. So he needs to stay on the side that he's on, presently. And listen, the PNC should not just allow Van West Charles to just walk back in, because how can he be trusted, Mark? How can he be trusted when he's playing on both sides of the field? So this guy cannot be trusted. I think he might as well just stay over with the PNCR, because I don't think there's a place for him anywhere in the PNC party, frankly speaking.
Yeah,
Over back
because
to you, sir.
you cannot trust somebody like that at all. Let him stay, let him enjoy himself. It's a matter of his choice here, but people also have an opinion, and people can say this is how they feel, and this is how I feel about Dr. Richard Van West Charles. Since he done make up his mind, there's no standing up, there's no representation of the same PNCR, and you can't have it both ways. It's unacceptable. It cannot happen. Let's move on. Enough of that guy, the former PNCR guy. Enough of him. What's happening? We are hearing, or we have heard about this visiting team to Guyana, and that Irfan Ali has showed again his true colors. We see that every single day, that they don't want to meet with these people. The discrimination that the PPP is talking about, that these folks are going down to investigate the discrimination. They themselves have experienced it firsthand from the PPP. And the only reason that the PPP Irfan doesn't want to meet with these people, we can assume that it has to do with because all of them are African Americans. So they have experienced discrimination even before their investigation. Your take on that, Mr. Caesar?
Mark, you hit the hammer exactly on the nail, on the head of the nail. They are all African Americans. So there is no way for the little snake to slither out of this. So therefore, he doesn't want to get into it in the first place. And any credible and fair president would have met with these people to clear the name of his government. It is obvious that, the installed president for the installed regime, you understand me, is scared to meet with these people because he knows that they are guilty of oppressing, marginalizing the people of Guyana. He knows that his government is a government that displays racism. We have seen it over and over again. Justice is not given to Guyanese across the board. There's not equal justice in the country. There's not proper distribution of our wealth, in the country. We see all of these things. And what does it tie back to, Mark? All of this ties back to racism because it is done by race. We see that Afro-Guyanese cannot walk into a bank and obtain a loan like everyone else can. We are seeing these things. These things are obvious. These people have the intelligence already at hand, Mark, and would have questioned him based on the intelligence that they would have received. And he is not. He nor anyone in that government is prepared, Mark, to answer the tough questions. Not even the lapdog. Over back to you, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's 39 minutes after 9 o'clock in Guyana, 39 minutes after 8 in Eastern Standard Time. If you're now joining us, good evening and welcome to Straight Up Again. We noticed that in the Village Voice News has been very busy. We see here that Senior Counsel Roysdale Ford welcomes U.S. fact-finding mission team to Guyana. And let us take this opportunity again right here on 107.1 FM to welcome this team. It is sad that they have already experienced racial discrimination at the hands of Irfan Ali and the PPP, who are discriminating against these individuals. I wouldn't be surprised. I hope that some of them or the crew, this team, they're not blocked or prevented from entering Guyana. It would be silly of the PPP to even do that. This is a fact-finding team on their way to Guyana to unearth any evidence of racial discrimination or any form of discrimination under the PPP regime. Again, I wish to say that once they're in Guyana, there will be several events. There will be a press conference to be announced shortly. And then they will have also a town hall meeting where members of the public are invited and I hope thousands of you just show up at that press conference. I know the space might be a bit too small, but I hope hundreds or probably thousands of people turn up so that you can send that message to the PPP regime and even let these individuals know, the Hegler and others and all of them, Miss Baker, Miss Busmore, Miss Bowers, and all of them, Marcus, and all of them know and see firsthand that there is serious discrimination in Guyana. Over to you, sir.
Well, Mark, I heard you spoke on the point that is a possibility, or you hope that they do not get blocked. These people cannot be blocked from entering Guyana when we have all these allegations out against the government of Guyana. That would be totally wrong. At that point, if something like that would occur, then the Guyanese people would have all right to come out into the street and totally shut the country down. So I don't expect them to be blocked from executing, their fact-finding mission. This needs to happen, Mark. We need to have a feel for what the people on the ground is feeling. When you go on these kind of missions and you only meet with high level people, well, not even high level, but the people in government, you're only going to get their thoughts. You need the thoughts of the people on the ground. And that's what this whole mission here is all about, to hear from the man on the ground. And I know the PPP is going to be very nervous, Mark, because listen, the reports that these people are going to be pulling, and listen, their report is going to start off here very powerful, because they're experiencing what the Guyanese people have been experiencing for some time now under the PPP. They themselves are experiencing
exactly.
What a great way to start off the report. And that report will be hitting the White House. It will be hitting the Congressional Black Caucus. And it's probably going to be in Congress, Mark. So,
well, yeah, definitely one of the things too about this here. And let me say kudos to this organization, one of the organizers of this here, the Institute for Action Against Discrimination, with Lincoln Lewis. Lincoln Lewis and his team are part of this, and kudos to them. And then, of course, the Village Voice newspaper. You guys got to keep on promoting the Village Voice newspapers. And just a couple of organizations that are responsible for the visit, of course, including we cannot forget that it is also the folks are going to be in Guyana, and part of the organizing team is also us here at Benchop Radio 107.1 FM and others on the ground who are responsible. And I hope Jack Deere and Air Finale that they are watching, who are responsible for this trip, this fact-finding mission to Guyana that has been planned months upon months ago. And those again who are in Guyana, you've got to call your friends, your relatives, and when the town hall meeting is in session, you guys have to share the link, share it, and there's another organization on the ground that called 592 Express. 592 Express, that's also responsible for these people's visit. So again, I just say that urge your family members on the ground, all of them, to go out and voice their concerns. It doesn't have to be one ethnic group. Discrimination against one ethnic group is discrimination against all. So go out there. The PPP has been discriminating against everyone, every single one. Do not be fooled. Wayne Caesar, no, this has been a very busy night for you. You just came out from Linda's restaurant. You ate up. I got a report already. Good night to the guys them over at Linda's restaurant. Before we move on, Mr. Caesar, on this here, because we have other issues to touch on. What message do you have for this, the members of this team, this visiting team, this delegation to Guyana, concerning racism and acts of discrimination, maybe from your area in Pleasance and so forth?
Well, first of all, my message to this team, I would first want to thank them, for making this trip. It's a very important trip. We understand what's happening to the people in Guyana, and we're happy that they, have the opportunity to also get a first-hand look at the oppression and discrimination that the PPPC is meting out to the people of Guyana. And they're going to be in good hands when they're there. I know, and I hope that the opposition make themselves present. I know Mr. Lincoln Lewis is probably going to be there too, which is very, very, very important because he has a good understanding of what is happening on the ground in Guyana, not just from a labor perspective, but also what the everyday man is facing in Guyana. So I feel like if they're in good hands, I feel like if they're going to be able to extract a lot of information, hand, Mark, the installed government is very, very nervous because this is quite surprise. They didn't really expect this. They weren't prepared for this. They don't have a plan or a strategy to combat this. So listen, all the atrocities will now be on show for the entire world to see once these reports are gathered and are put out there. So kudos to this delegation for coming down, going down to Guyana. I want to say kudos to them. Over back to you, sir.
Yeah, and welcome back again. Good points there, Wayne. We really do appreciate that. Discrimination, Mr. Caesar, across the board. Even members of the media, they're being discriminated against. Lots and lots of folks are being discriminated against, and it has got to stop. That is why, guys, this is important. I notice somebody's asking there, Aubrey's asking, Mr. Paul Stowe should meet it. I think so too. Mr. Paul Stowe has a story to tell. Mr. Trevor Ben has a story to tell. Lots of people, hundreds upon hundreds, the Aziz, Lachman Aziz and others, they have a story to tell.
Yeah, I agree. The Quindon Bacchus family, the Peter Headley family, the Henry Boys, their family. If the Crum Ewings are around, if anybody for Ronald Waddle, I know his son is around from time to time, if he's around, to speak on behalf of what would have happened to his father. These things need to be unearthed. The world needs to know what's happening on the ground in Guyana and what has been happening on the ground in Guyana. It should not be kept a secret.
Oh, no.
And also, Mark, when you look at it also from a financial perspective, look at the conditions of our schools. Look how our children are treated. We have children going to bed hungry and going to school hungry in Guyana. These things also need to be, spoken to.
The other thing too, thank you so much, Mr. Caesar. And I'm looking at some of your comments, guys, and we appreciate your comments. We appreciate your input. And even if there are times we don't recognize or mention your comment, don't feel that we are ignoring you. We appreciate it because we just can't see everything and read everything, but we appreciate your efforts and your contributions. Everyone, the team will be in New Amsterdam. The team will be in Linden. The team will be in Georgetown. They will be on the East Coast. They will be on the West Coast. The team will be all over. They want to hear from everyone. Do not be ashamed, or do not be ashamed at all to go out and talk about your problems. This is a one-time opportunity in a long time, because these are serious individuals. Some of them are activists. Some of them are elected officials, so forth and so on. You've got to make an effort to go out here, especially at the town hall meeting. And they even have I noticed Ms. Archer mentioned about media discrimination. It is rampant in Guyana. Apart from starving media houses of ads and so forth. Media operatives from media houses that obviously do not support the PPP, they have to operate in fear of probably not getting a little crumbs ads or probably not getting a proper, whatever. All these things are happening. I don't want to personalize things, but I've said this before that we at Benchop Radio, mind you, 107.1 FM is an actual radio station underground. We are being discriminated against. Since this install regime has been there, we have not received a penny, not a penny of ads. But we're still surviving. We are survivors. That is how we know to do it. Channel 9 is being discriminated against. Sharma, CN Sharma is being discriminated against. But any radio or TV station that is connected to the PPP regime, they are making hundreds of millions of dollars every year. Every year. You look at the newspapers. A wishy-washy newspaper like the Chronicle is now. Hundreds of millions of dollars. A wishy-washy newspaper like the Guyana Times, which is owned by Barajak, dear friend, probably owned by Barajak, dear. Hundreds of millions of dollars for Guyana Times. Nobody reads that. No one reads Guyana Times. No one reads the Chronicle, sorry. They're being starved of ads. But another example of racial discrimination in the media is the Village Voice. Lots and lots of evidence. And these are things that will be addressed probably at the town hall meeting as well. But I do hope some members of the media houses who are being discriminated against can just go and talk their stories as well. We have some other things to talk about. But I'm excited that this group is going to be in Guyana. And I hope some folks from Plaisance, Wayne, your area, can go down to the town hall meeting, can meet and talk to these people. Talk to them.
Yeah, Mark, I agree. And for everyone, I think people should be preparing their statements and going down there and letting their voices be heard. This is a great, great opportunity. I don't know when another one like this is going to come around. So I expect that people will take full advantage of it and get down there, to the press conferences, and let your voices be heard, man. You guys know that you're being discriminated.
At the press conference, you can be there at the press conference. But at the town hall meeting.
At the town hall meeting, yeah, sorry.
Hey, wait, sometimes when I overeat, especially going at Linda restaurant or somewhere there, it makes me feel the same way that you're feeling. I noticed Tony Hack is picking up for you. But Mr. Caesar, people are excited about this visit by these folks to Guyana. Look at Miss Jem Marcus is saying that she's got to be there. She wants her voice to be heard. Go down there, not just by yourself, Miss Marcus. Take a couple of family members with you. Take a couple of people from your community. Take them with you as well at the town hall meeting. Tony Hack, send a couple of your friends them there too. Sherwin Green, take a couple of your folks there too. Send them over there. I know Miss Rhonda Lane is going to be there. She doesn't miss a thing.
Of course.
Rhonda Lane. Wayne, I saw just now Miss Rhonda Lane is saying that they should go to the protest. I'm not sure that they're there to protest, but of course they might take a pass by to see you guys protesting, or you guys can talk about these sort of things as well when you meet with her, Rhonda Lane. You could talk to her, Miss Lane, about discrimination against you. Wrongful cybercrime charged, instigated against you, and that sort of discrimination. Lots of things to be discussed by this group here. Lincoln Lewis and some others on the ground are playing a major role in this. But I would love to have Lincoln at some point in time, maybe tomorrow if he's available, to talk a little bit about the visit by these folks, these honorable individuals who are going to be in Guyana very, very soon. They will be there. What else we can talk about, Mr. Caesar?
Mark.
Go ahead,
Mark, if they're gonna visit the Aslington, Golden Grove, Nabaclis area, it would be good also if they can catch up with our sister, Miss Robin Simon, on the ground. She can give them,
Yeah, that is why we have the town hall meeting. Those folks can go to the town hall meeting. They have a packed schedule. I know Robin, uh, Simon. Yeah, I know she has been busy on the ground as well. There are folks, other folks are very busy on the ground as well. And I just wish they can go and meet everybody. But the town hall meeting is an ideal place where individuals, activists such as Robin Simon, should take the time out to take a busload of individuals. If Robin is listening, take a busload, 2 busloads of individuals. But they're just there for a couple of days. I just wish that they can stop by at almost every place. But you will get a better schedule as to where they're going to be from Brother Lincoln Lewis, who is actually with his team is responsible for the visit underground there as well. But yes, Mr. Caesar, folks like Robin Simon should make an effort to also be at the town hall meeting. If in fact they're not, the visiting team can't make it to Haslington and so forth, just go to the town hall meeting there.
Yes.
Cost of living, Mr. Caesar. Cost of living. High. As this lady has said, cost of living is high.
Oh, Jesus Christ. If cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
A weekend man, a monthly man, a fortnight man, me sending back money to Guyana buy. But on a serious note, things are serious in Guyana. Things are serious. She's right. A fortnight man.
Yeah, but Mark, it's really serious. I don't think I've seen anything done by the Guyana government to really combat inflation. I was looking at pumpkin this morning. I think somebody put it up. It's $1,000 a slice.
Well, let me pause you for a moment.
Yeah,
there.
sure.
I noticed Miss Robin Simon said, "Go where?" You could tell, Robin Simon has a seriousness about her, and the way she asked that question there is like I felt I got 6 lashes. Like when you go to school and then teachers put some lashes on you. I felt the lashes there coming from Robin Simons. Go where? Yeah. Go where? Right. That will be announced, Miss Simons. Miss Simon, sorry. We know you cannot be left out. No one should be left out of this at all. And I think Miss Simon, get in touch with Lincoln Lewis or something, or I'll just give you a call and let you know where and whenever the schedule is given to me to announce. But you should be there, Miss Simon. But next time, don't, like, if you want, put lashes on me, but go where. All right? Good night to you, Robin. Continue, Mr. Caesar. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Mark, most definitely the cost of living is through the roof. Like I would have said earlier, if it wasn't, then you wouldn't have, young children going to bed hungry and going to school hungry. It's shameful. It just shows you that this quote unquote installed government that calls themselves a caring government is the most uncaring government that I have ever seen. They have done absolutely nothing for the Guyanese people. They just drop a mere $25,000 and call it a end of year bonus for public servants, and it's not even all of them is getting it. When the coalition gives such things, they give it across the board, no matter what certificates you have and all that. Everybody's working. Everybody is working. Understand that, and everybody deserves to get something. You give a mere $25,000, that turns into $18,000 after taxes. You guys are so wicked that you guys tax that little morsel that you would have dropped the people's way. It is ridiculous with all the oil revenue that we have coming in. Hey, the deal is bad. We know that the deal is bad, but there's still a whole lot of money coming into the country. Why is it not trickling to the people? Why is the money not going to the people? PPPC, you guys are responsible for getting some of this oil patrimony to the people of Guyana. It would be in your best interest to do so. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous that we are an oil producing nation, and it appears as if the people are living worse off than they did before. It appears as if the poverty level is higher than it was before. It appears as if we also have a high, our literacy level across the country is low also. People are just struggling in Guyana, and that should not be. Our country was once called the bread basket of the Caribbean. Now it seems to be the bread basket of just the PPPC and their cronies, because regular Guyanese cannot even live in their own country. They cannot even purchase a piece of land in their own country. The lands are being distributed to foreigners. How fair can that be? And now they have to deal with a high influx of Venezuelans coming into the country, which is going to make things even more complex. You guys have no shame. And for some reason, I feel like if this government needs to be removed with immediate effect, I don't think that we should wait until 2025, because we keep talking and these guys are not moving. And we want action. We want action. It's Christmas. Why should Guyanese be struggling at Christmas time? That's supposed to be a happy time. People are supposed to have disposable income that they can spend and try to have a jolly time with their families. Guyanese are already unable to take a vacation. People can't take any vacation in Guyana. There's no money for such. They don't even have money to take care of their every month expenditures, because the income is not matching what is needed for expenditures. You guys see the high inflation rate. You guys see the high cost of living. And still you do not put the salaries. You do not make salaries have a direct relationship, with inflation. There should be a direct relationship between salaries and inflation. If inflation goes up, salaries should be going up with inflation. Over to you, Mr. Benshaw.
Thank you so much. Can't disagree with anything that you've said. Folks are asking to go where for the town hall meeting. The town hall meeting will be held at Critchlow Labor College on a day that we will announce right here. Hopefully by tomorrow we'll give you the time, the actual day or the time, but it's going to be at Critchlow Labor College. And again, let me just say that the team on the ground, they're doing a great job in organizing this whole event. The Institute for Action Against Discrimination, the members of this organization, I can't say how much satisfied I am in terms of what their work behind the scene. And they are folks from 592 Express. 592 Express, they're doing a heck of a great job there. And of course, we have the folks from the Village Voice also doing their job, because the Village Voice is being discriminated against by the PPP regime. Discrimination rampant. They don't give Village Voice any sort of ads or anything at all, because they don't think that Village Voice deserves anything, the PPP regime that is. And of course, we have folks from 107.1 FM, Benchop Radio, on the ground right there, helping to organize the visit along with Lincoln Lewis and his organization. So folks are playing their role. And congrats to those hardworking team on the ground. Congratulations to them. This is not a one-man show. This is a group of people who are doing their thing on the ground to ensure that this visit is a success. No one will be left out. We want all our brothers and sisters who are being discriminated against go out. Whether they're of East Indian descent, African descent, go out, or indigenous, go out in your numbers and talk about the discrimination against you. Go out, guys. Do not hold back. Do not be afraid. Go out in your hundreds or your thousands. It's going to be the town hall meeting is going to be at Critchlow Labor College. I will give you the day and the time. Mr. Caesar, it looks as though we have gone past our time here. The folks want us to, they want us to remain for a couple of minutes, remain longer, and these sort of things. take a couple of minutes to talk about whatever else on your mind that is affecting Guyanese as we speak, sir.
Well, Mark, of course, we just spoke on cost of living, but the other thing I think that's really affecting the Guyanese people is the whole job situation. There are no jobs out there for the people. We're sending people are going to university and paying big bucks to go to university, and then when they're finished, there's no jobs for them to go to. The government have to become more people centric and start creating jobs and stop being transactional in nature, dealing with the external financiers. You are placed there in power, though installed to serve the people. But Mark, it appears as if there's something wrong these days, that government is not placed in power to serve people, but they're placed in power to serve themselves. And those financiers trying to get into the country to make money. And right now, Guyana is a cash cow, and everybody's making their money, but the people are being ignored, and it's people who ultimately make the decision as to who is going to govern the country. That's why in 2025, I am expecting the people to come out overwhelmingly. And when I say over, I mean all 6 ethnic groups. You guys understand the dynamics of Guyana. You guys understand and see what's happening here. You've got a large enough sample over the last 3 years. It is time now to make that ultimate decision and to have the PPPC removed, and removed permanently. This is only my opinion here, but I love to always see a coalition government in place where all can be represented. I don't want to see gangsters. These guys, we slip our mouths, slip a lot of times and call them a government. These guys are flat-foot hustlers. They are gangsters. You go to parliament, whenever they go to parliament, all they go to parliament for is to borrow more money, not to enforce or create or develop policies, to help the people of Guyana. It's always about money. Everything is money. Everything is infrastructure. Another thing they need to look at, they need to waive GPL expenses for Guyanese for the last 2 months. Just waive that, because the service is not even whack. It is horrible. It is despicable. Okay? GWI, the same thing. People cannot be paying rates and taxes and paying their bills and doing everything on time for such low-level service. And to the Guyanese people, you need to stop accepting this. It is because that you accept this that they continue to do it. Something like that happened in Canada, United States, or London, or anywhere in Europe, you will see protests. You will see protests. In these countries, you could raise gas 5 cents, and you'll see how crazy people go if they don't like that. We need to start taking the initiative in Guyana and upping the standards. Our standards that we accept in Guyana, it is too low. It is way too low. Hence the reason why we have a set of dunces in government right now saying that they're trying to lead our country. Over to you, Mark.
Thank you so much, Wayne Caesar. 9 minutes after 10 o'clock in Guyana. The time is, of course, different from where you are. Annette Gordon is asking here, Mr. Caesar, Mark, can Critchlow Labor College hold all of those people you want to go? I do hope so. Watching from Maryland. Annette Gordon, when they throw a dance, I have gone to dance hall before, Biltmore Ballroom, and you guys know a lot of people from Brooklyn and Sporia and Tilden Hall. Oh God, even Woodbine. I heard Woodbine get a big dance this Saturday on the 18th. Some folks and their birthday celebration. Go out there. I may show up at Woodbine this Saturday. I ain't gone and dance in a while, but the point that I'm making, that let us not question, let us not be concerned that if Critchlow Labor College Auditorium can hold all these people, Even if people got to be outside in the yard, in the front, in the back, whether they got to be on the road, just like when they get big bubble session and dance and wedding house, people in K, when it's crowded. So y'all don't be concerned that whether the place can hold all these people on a serious matter like this, a very important matter like this. Y'all go out in y'all numbers. There will be loudspeakers outside so that everybody can get the message. And even if there's a microphone that got to be taken outside so that you guys can talk, go out. Don't worry about the numbers. Go out. Thank you, Rhonda Lane. Rhonda Lane keeps saying she will go. She will go. Crystal Labor College can hold about 300 persons. Even if you get 400 persons, sit down next to each other. Sit down. Let Dennis Atwell go. Sit down on Dennis Atwell lap. All these kind of things. Just go in your numbers, guys. Go out in your numbers. Look at Robin Simon and her entire crew should go. They were wrongfully charged. Guess what? For acts of terrorism. You're protesting and it's acts of terrorism and all these nonsense. Robin Simon and your crew, head out there at Crenshaw Labor College. We'll give you the time and the day. Head out there, guys. You know, Mr. Caesar, I've had a hectic afternoon. I'm now recovering from my voice. I sat in for David Hines. I noticed somebody say it's Dr. Hines. Of course it's Dr. Hines. David is my friend for many years. Nothing is wrong if you say David. David is my friend. Come on. We know he's Dr. Hines guy, and he's so touchy, boy. Especially them Buxtonians, when you don't address David as doctor, they get vexed with you. It's Dr. Hines. Thank you. I know he's Dr. Hines, but he's also my friend. And before he became a doctor, I knew him as David. All right, enough of that. I'm not abusing that person back. But Mr. Caesar, your closing remarks, sir. Please, go ahead.
Well, Mark, I would like to close tonight by saying that I am very, very, very excited for the people of Guyana, you know, with this fact-finding mission, you know, that is about to occur across the country. It is their opportunity to let their voices be heard, and I hope that they take full advantage of it. Our words on all the social media platform, and even, you know, some of the other platforms have not gone unheard. People are listening, people are seeing, people are becoming alert as to what is happening in Guyana, and are taking steps, you know, to show the rest of the world what is actually happening in the country. And that's a very, very good thing. It's good for the people. I say to the people, do not be afraid to let your voice be heard. Remember this, you cannot be selfish. You have children, you have grandchildren, and you have a future generations. You're not just speaking for yourself, but you're speaking for them also. And to be hushed by the government, where you know, are not allowed for your voice to be heard, or for you being afraid and not going out there and let your voice be heard, it's not going to do you any good, because the marginalization, the oppression, the racism, it is going to continue, and it is only going to get worse. It is not going to get better under this installed PPPC dictatorship regime. They have already showed that. They don't have time with you. So now you have to put your foot forward and show them that you are no longer going to accept what they're dishing out. Thank you so much for having me tonight, Mark, and to all our listeners and viewers. I just want to thank you guys. I hope the show was edifying, and it's always a pleasure hanging out here with you guys. Over to you, Mr. Benshaw.
Yeah, but just when I wanted Wayne Caesar to talk a little bit more, I'm trying to see the town hall meeting. But Wayne probably had enough over at Linda's restaurant. Let me see here. They're meeting with the leader of the opposition. They will be meeting with the leader of the opposition. They will be meeting with the leader of the AFC, a courtesy call, and a few other folks, meeting with community leaders, visiting certain communities, and so forth. And now I'm trying to get in terms of the town hall meeting. Nobody is going to be left out. Absolutely no one, based on what I'm seeing here in terms of the itinerary. No one, absolutely no one will be left out. I will give you guys the date that they will be having that town hall meeting. I will give you guys that date. Sorry about that. But Mr. Caesar, I thank you so much for your time this evening. Even though today was a very busy day for you yourself. Thank you so much for coming on as always. And God bless you, sir. See you
Thank
tomorrow.
you so much, Mark. Have a pleasant good night. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Caesar. And thanks to all of you. And remember that these folks are going to Guyana, and compliments of they are going to Guyana, the fact-finding mission. They're going to Guyana, compliments of 592 Express, Institute for Action Against Discrimination, compliments of Village Voice, and Ben Sharp Radio as part of the visiting committee to Guyana organizers. And we've just mentioned you, the organizers there in Guyana, and they're right there on the screen, 592 Express, Institute for Action Against Discrimination, Village Voice, and 107.1 FM Ben Sharp Radio. All right, and we will give you the time and the day of that town hall meeting at Critchlow Labor College. But for now, my name is Mark Ben Sharp. I will be back tomorrow. Those of you who prayed for my voice to get better, thank you all so much. God bless you, all of you, every single one of you. And all the best to this team that's already experienced discrimination, racial discrimination by the PPP regime, because the PPP regime is refusing to meet with them, not because of frivolous allegations they came up with that Burke is included. And even if Rickford Burke is part of the organizing team, is Burke what? Is he a pariah? What is wrong with even if Mr. Burke was part of the organizing team? Is that a crime? But the PPP has used that in order to display their racial tendencies, their racist tendencies, sorry. And so, unfortunately, this group has gotten the first taste of racial discrimination by the PPP regime. But we wish them all the best in Guyana. For now, I am Mark Ben Sharp saying thank you all so much. And thanks to David Hines as well, Dr. Hines, for giving me that opportunity to host this show today. Gosh, I'm tired. I'm out of here. I'm going straight to, no, I'm not going to Western Union MoneyGram. There's a reason why I'm no longer going there. This is the reason why. God bless all of you.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. you better do good.
Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should.
The evil that men do lives after them. The evil that men do lives after them. Your evil today will blight your tomorrow. So do good today and avoid your sorrow.
Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning.
This is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
Right across Ghana, when the ministers of Granger or Nagamutu come here after the 21st of March, you say to them, walk behind them, chase them out, they're gonna be.
Mr. Mark, I believe every word of what Mr. Shu is saying. I am also afraid of what Mr. Shu. Mr. Shu, if you are listening, I don't want anybody to harm you. This is a serious thing. Corruption is big. And we Chinese have to stop that. Been bullied by Jack Dale and other government officials to pay bribe. It's big all over Guyana.
Yeah, my name is Jasmine Caldata from Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my X next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight concession in the maritime area.
Basement level vibes with another one, straight up blackness aye. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, registration is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop.